Welcome back to the shop, everyone. Mudford here, and I just wanted to do this video today. Pretty unusual for me. I'm not actually working on anything. I just want to talk about who I'm voting for. Kind of in response to Casey Neistat, or whatever the idiot's name is. I'm not a follower. Don't really care what he wants to do or who he wants to vote for. He called out YouTubers like the big channels, which I'm obviously not, and tried to tell them who they should be voting for. And I just think that's just stupid. And why would you care who he's voting for? This year, there are two extremely different candidates. And they're both very polarizing, and they both have very bad qualities, personalities. I think they're both just annoying. And like most people, I don't really think either of them should be president. But unfortunately, the truth is that one of them is going to be president, no matter how much we don't like it. So I usually always recommend this anyway, but especially this year, don't base your vote on the personality of the candidate and your feelings. What you should do is look beyond all that and look into the policies. What will each person do for the country or to the country? And this election is very important because this next president, will be appointing at least one, but possibly up to 3 Supreme Court justices. And this is going to affect the country and the direction it's going for generations. This is way more important than even their presidency itself, is who they appoint. So it's up to you not just to vote, but to do your homework and vote informed and dig yourself. Don't trust the media, because the media is obviously in this election, they're making it known pretty much that they are for the Democratic candidate. They're for Hillary Clinton, and they will do anything to make Trump look bad and to support Hillary, which that's just crazy. This recent thing with the women supposedly being groped or whatever, and the whole timing of the leak and all of this, it really shows that the timing of the release of the tape, and now 5 women coming forward the exact same day right before the election, it really reeks of like a collusion, like they planned this all out, which hopefully we'll find out if that's true or not. And already the first woman that was paraded onto all of the liberal media shows, I mean, I don't know if it's true, I've heard rumors, but we'll wait and see, that she is involved with the Clinton campaign, big Clinton supporter. So we'll see how all this rolls out. Don't trust the media. That's what I'm trying to say there. Verify everything yourself and look back to the founding and learn what this country was meant to be. I got a copy of the Constitution here. It's a good idea to read that. And The 5,000 Year Leap is a very good book about it, about how the country was designed and how it should be and how it's not now, actually. And here's some good books about the minds of some of the founders of the country, influential people at the beginning of this country, and what they believed. And you just get some real insight on them. And this is the Federalist Papers, very good reading too, about the compromises that were made in order to make this country, and how the Constitution was written. Very good. But if you only have time, I know everybody is short on time, I would recommend reading that one, and you probably already know a little bit about the Constitution, I hope. Read these. And also, going to be some really good information in here, in those. That is, this year, what they're basing their parties on and what they want to do should they gain power. So those are definitely things you want to find out about. And really reading in the Democratic one. I need to get into the Republican one more, but I found a lot of things that really I don't like. You watch any of my videos, you see we live in the country and we believe in the Second Amendment. And there's some very big undermining of the Second Amendment going on in the Democratic Party right now. And it's getting to the point where it's hard to be a Democrat and believe in the Second Amendment, the way they're attacking it so bad. Operation Choke Point was a big one that's been in Obama administration. And there's a lot of lies that the Democrats are saying about guns that the media just keeps repeating and repeating, like the weapons of war. They call any semi-automatic weapon as a weapon of war just because it looks like a fully automatic weapon, which kind of ticks me off. They're also planning on repealing a law that, or an amendment, I can't remember what it's called, but that firearm manufacturers cannot be sued for their weapon being used for something it's not intended for. Like, if you grab a Glock and go shoot up somebody, right now you can't sue Glock because it's not Glock's fault that you did that. Their gun worked just like it was made for. Or Bushmaster, say. You can't sue them because somebody takes their weapon and goes and shoots a bunch of people up with it. Well, they want to get rid of that amendment or that law. I'd have to look. I can't remember what it is right now, if it's a law. I know it's in the Democratic Party platform on their talk about guns and gun control, that they want to do away with that so that gun manufacturers can be sued. So basically they want to sue American gun manufacturers out of business is what will happen. Nothing that they're doing wrong even. Loss for you there when they get sued out of business. Want to repeal the Hyde Amendment, which if you're a Christian and you don't believe in abortion and you don't want to support abortion, you don't want anything to do with it, they're planning on repealing that so that they can take your taxpayer money and use it to provide abortions, to pay for abortions for people. So that's something to think about. And they also want to spend more money on green energy. The companies like Solyndra and all that they supported and gave billions and billions, probably close to $1 trillion to a lot of these companies, and most of them went under, even with the help from the government. That wasn't enough. They want to spend more on those. So that will also, the more you pump into the green energy and try to puff it up, when that doesn't work, generally they punish industries, natural gas or whatever, and coal and all that, and oil. They try to punish those when it doesn't work. So, like coal, they've destroyed a lot of the jobs in Virginia and around that area, Kentucky. So they've killed jobs and raised energy costs. So that doesn't really help anybody. And also the policy about immigration is not going to be good. It's going to be harder to get a job as an American when they're letting people enter the country illegal, and they want to just normalize them and let them get jobs and vote and everything. And it's also going to drive down wages when you have a huge supply of labor. To be honest with you, most of the illegals are unskilled. That's why they're coming here. They're fleeing their country. They don't have good education and don't have good jobs, so they come here and take a lot of the lower paying jobs away from minorities. When there's that much of a supply, also with increasing the minimum wage, it costs on everything. And actually, one of the WikiLeaks memos that came out that said Hillary Clinton even believes this, but she won't say it out in public. But she knows that raising the minimum wage a bunch is going to hurt jobs because there's going to be less of them, and it's just going to be bad for everything. Say that in public. She pretends like then raising minimum wage is going to help people when it's really going to actually hurt. Another thing about the Clintons is their cover-up has just been terrible. To play, all been documented. They tried to hide the emails and all of that stuff, and then they still got hacked and leaked out. And then there's just lies and lies on top of lies to cover up all of their illegal behavior, like the pay-to-play, getting millions and millions of dollars from foreign governments funneled into your foundation while you're Secretary of State. I mean, it's just crazy. And there's a way more than that about how when you donate money to the Clinton Foundation, you get access to Hillary Clinton in the State Department. That's crazy. And then they lied and hid their emails to cover it up. Terrible. And how much they collude with the media. Like, the media won't print certain media. I think it was New York Times, wouldn't print an article until she proofread it, and she was given the opportunity to edit the article before they published it. I mean, that's unheard of, and it's ridiculous. Back to the Supreme Court now, and think about who she's going to appoint if she's elected. She's going to appoint an activist judge who is the law, ever the want at the time, the progressives. which changes every little bit. They're going to want to change our laws to reflect whatever they're feeling at the time and totally undermine the Constitution. So when you add all that stuff up, that's why I have to vote for Trump. I definitely do not agree with him on every issue, especially all of these supposed treatment of women and stuff, which I never really like him personally, never really cared for him. I think he's annoying. Unfortunately, I think he is what this country needs right now because he isn't a politician and he doesn't act like one. And both parties, if you look now, the Republicans don't want to support him. They don't like him. It's because they don't have any power over him and they can't control him. Most all their threats just fall off. You could see that in they would do these gotcha questions and they would do all kinds of stuff and think that they had him. And it just bounces off of him because he doesn't care, because he's not a politician. And people are so mad at politicians right now for what's going on in this country. That's why a lot of people are supporting him, because they're tired of politicians. But you need to make your own decision, and I would really like it if you could make it on facts. A lot of people think it's their duty to vote, but if you're just voting uninformed, it's not really helping anything. Please make your vote based on facts and not feelings, and on what you think is best for the country.